So I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm always editing my videos. That Toro Recycler, 22-inch, needs a tune-up. Also needs a cable. And since I'm in there replacing the cable, I told him since we're in there, let's replace the belt. Why does it need a cable? Well, what do you think? Should we replace that cable? So let's go get that. What I'm going to do different is I'm just going to pause it or stop the video and put it together. I'm not going to cut anything out. If I mess up, you're going to see it. Let's go. First thing I'm going to do is drain the oil. Check the oil. It was full. A little dirty. So this is one of those engines where Briggs & Stratton says, just add, don't change it. There's been a lot of discussion online about that. Should I change the oil? Here's my response. If you went to the dealership and bought a brand new car or truck, and they said, don't change the oil, just add as needed, but they're not willing to offer you a lifetime warranty if you don't change the oil. Would you do it? Absolutely not. Why would you? Well, are they going to warranty this engine for life if you don't change the oil? Absolutely not. Why not? Most manufacturers nowadays, these big corporations, they make their money by the sales. You blow the engine, you buy a new lawnmower. They make a sale. They don't want you changing oil because they want you to hurt that engine. So that's my little rant on that. So how's everybody going? This engine calls for 16 ounces of oil. Since we're going to be tipping this over to change the belt and to replace that cable, I'm just going to drain the oil out now so that we don't have to worry about it later. Don't have to worry about it spilling. Oil's quite dirty. I'm not sure when was the last time this guy changed it, but it does say just check and add. This lawnmower belongs to one of my co-workers. Like I told you guys in other videos, this stuff is sitting out here doing this. This is just me having something to do. Pretty much, so I don't sit in the house and drive my wife absolutely nuts. It is April 2024, 2 months ago on Valentine's Day. We celebrated 19 years of marriage. August, in 4 months, that poor woman has been stuck with me for 21 years. You should all feel sorry for her. So, still got the little thin stream. Needs to hurry up. There we go. Now it's starting to drip. We're done. Alright, so the oil's out. Calls for 16 ounces. I just took out 14 ounces. So it's cut 2 ounces low. Not the end of the world. I've had some where I think I got a video out there. Yep, it was a video. Check your oil. I'll put it up in the if I remember to. That engine had 10 inches and it called for, I believe, 20 inches. 20 inches. Wow, what am I talking, snow? That engine called for 20 ounces. 20 ounces of oil. And I took 10 ounces out of it. So, bring you over here. Raise you up. Put you up on the lap. Get you up here to where you can see. Alright, so there's a 5/16 bolt for the plastic cover underneath. There's a 5/16 bolt here and a 5/16 there. We're going to start with that. We're going to get them out of the way. Where's my 5/16? I lied. I lied to you. It's a 3/8. Wow, it's been one of them days. So, we got two bolts here for 3/8. So we're going to take those out, send them to the side so we don't lose them. Now there's another one here and another one down here, and you have to do it on both sides. But in order to get those off so you can get that cover underneath, you have to pull the wheels off. So we'll get that 1/2 inch. Yep, 1/2 inch this time. Get that off. Pull the plastic cover off. Check the gear. A little full of grass, but the gear looks good. Flip the wheel over. Check the gear. Looks good. Again, a little dirty, but we're not worried about that. So now we'll go back to the 3/8. And we'll zip these two out. Put those with the other ones. Alright, so I'm going to move you back so I can flip that around so I can get the other side. So I like to do this on my free time. What do you like to do on your free time? Why don't you tell me down in the comments? Can you hear a lawnmower in the background? That's my neighbor across the street. To dig my lawnmower out of that mess over there on the other side of the garage. I'm not showing you. Alright, so these two bolts are out up here. These two are out, two on the other side. Always tip carburetor side up, and like I said, just check and add. Never change the oil. Nah, change your oil. Really. It's 16 ounces. A quart of oil is what? $8? And that's 32 ounces. So it's costing you $4 to change your oil. And the price of a new engine or a new lawnmower, you're talking hundreds. So personally, I say change the oil. But you do you. Well, look at that. So, I wasn't prepared. I forgot to grab the tools for getting gotta get the blade off. Yet, I wasn't prepared. I didn't have the wrench. So, told you. You're going to wait on me today. 5/8. That's tight. Not sure why people tighten it up like that. So, we'll get the blade off. we're going to get that sharpened today too. I have an Oregon blade grinder. And that's how I'm going to sharpen that blade. So, there's the blade. It's got some nicks in it, but it's not the end of the world. Again, this side. It's got a few nicks in it, but nothing major, so we can definitely change that one. Alright. That cover, we've already done all that, so we can take that off. Set it to the side. This one, we took the bolts out on the two sides, and I forgot one. Let's go get it. Alright. I screwed up. Back here. Right there. Get my drill out of the way. There's another one right there. So that one's out. Bring it back over here. Now I can pull that one out. Making a big mess. Another reason I'm not allowed in the house. I make a mess. So just loosen up the bottom one some. Or actually just loosen up the top one some. Because when we take the one out, the engine's going to want to swing. Instead of letting the top swing out, we're going to take the bottom one out. And now we can swing that out of the way some. Hold it. Okay. Now we got to do the cable up here. Now we need a pair of pliers. What did I do with my pliers? Again, I have you out here and I wasn't prepared. Gotta go find another tool. Come on, Grandpa, get it with the ball game. So. Picture looks a little cloudy. What's going on here today? A little better? Alright. So now we're going to try to pinch this so we can undo the cable. So now we can grab this. It's undone down here. Let's pull it out of there. Now we can come up here. Zoom you back out. Oh, out, not in. Right there, my unlock kit. For over 26 years, I worked in the towing and recovery industry. So, and I bought that unlock kit with my own money. So, undo the Z-bend, undo the cable. So now we got all that pressure off for back down here. Remember which way your spring is facing. See the open ends here? So we can take that out. Now we can take the cable all the way out, flip it out of our way. Here's the fun part. Let's get the belt off now. Can't even see what I'm doing, can you? Alright. My thumb's a little beat up. So, a few days ago, I was actually working on my truck, replacing the front struts. And let me just say, that was not fun. 2007 Dodge Ram 1500 four-wheel drive. Okay, I'm missing some more of my tubes. I gotta find them in this mess. Again, I'm gonna keep my word. I'm not gonna edit anything out. I'm just gonna pause this or stop it. Go find my tools for fitting here, here, and here. And then I'll come back and we'll do that together. Okay, so we're back. What you need for these bolts is a number 2 and it's square. It's not a hexagon, it's not a Torx, it's not any of that. It is a square. And that's what you need to get these ones out. First moment to do this, I was like, I don't have that. So I had to run out and buy it. Grandma was like, are you out spending more money on tools? Well, absolutely. It's what we do, right? Come on, you guys. Back me up here. Put in the comments, yeah, we buy tools. We buy lots of tools. Please back me up. Don't throw me under the bus here. They say the man who dies with the most tools wins. Well, I don't know about that. You're dead. So, here's the belt. Not the worst looking belt I have seen, but it is getting worn down there. So grab a new one from over here. So, if you're wondering, Toro model 20332 calls for belt number, Toro belt number 115-4669. And there's your belt. So you notice one skinny, the old one is skinny, the new one's much wider, not as worn out. So that's why I said let's replace it. We're in here, we had to take it all apart so we can get that cable off. So it just makes sense, right? You're in there, so replace it. I think that belt is like 20 bucks. Not expensive. That's why I say we're in here. Do it. Alright, so one thing you want to make sure of. On this bracket, there's this here. There's an opening here, opening up here. Don't mess up and try to bring them both up here. You want one down here. So just kind of bring it here. Line it all up. Alright. I was trying to get this hole to go to the back. Don't know why. Don't ask. There's some things you're better off not asking me. And that's probably one of them. So we're just going to get this one started. And you are only going into plastic, so be careful. I think that one up there might have wanted to go in a little crooked. That's why I just went that little bit. I'll take it out and we'll straighten it out. That one's in. Now we'll zip this one back out. Give me my tool. Give me my bit. Look at that. I was trying to keep my bit. Got you a little bit too close. Let me move you over here a little bit. There we go. So how was your day? That good, huh? So just like that. So that's that, and I can put that tip away so I don't lose it. I got me a nice little kit. I went out and bought me a kit with a bunch of different tips. I only needed one to fit that, and that's what I bought. Okay, so now we can swing the belt back around. You notice how it doesn't fit this? I usually turn this so it'll fit on there. Go back, put it around the pulley, and now we can get the belt guard back on. So we can tighten that engine back up. Be careful with this. Last thing you want to do is get those threads crossed or over tighten it. See that? Messed up. The belt's under the bracket. Told you, even when I mess up, you're going to see it this time. So, hold your belt so it's in there. You didn't really think, as you watch all my videos, that I was absolutely perfect and made no mistakes. You didn't think that, no, right? Yeah, I didn't think you did. Okay. So, come back over here. Can you see that? Here's that cable. We're going to keep loosening this up. Just take it off. Let's take it off. A little easier. Bring that all the way through. Take it out. Don't lose anything. So, right here, can you see that? How well can you see it? So the cable goes through there. You notice how it's slotted? Just take the cable and take it right out. So, getting rid of this frayed cable before it breaks on his wife. I think this guy's going to owe me a cold beer. I could have not said nothing about that cable. His wife could have been cutting the grass. Cable would have broke. And then his wife would have yelled at him. But I'm replacing it. Just because, well, that's what friends do for each other, right? So, take the cable. Go back through the slot. Just like that. It's just when you go to put the bolt back in, make sure that cable is not inside that hole. Hate to go buy a new cable and can't anyways. See that? Gotta put that in there. So we'll feed this through here. Get all that ready to go back through the deck. Get this cable. The other cable goes inside the loop. Hold that back up there. Drop your boat down. Get that. We're going to put that on there, but we're not going to tighten it all the way. Because once we get this machine done, we'll take it outside and we'll adjust that cable to where it needs to be out there. Hold this here. Put the Z-bend right through the hole, right through that plastic. Right there. See that? You don't want it in the bar out there. You want it right here. So line that all up. Feed it back through there. Now we'll come back over here. I'll feed it right through there. Now remember, the spring, open and face down. So we're going to bring that spring out. Go like that. So the cable, you want to bring the spring through the big hole. Now the casing, the cable, right through the top one, the smaller of the two holes. So it clips in. If you try going through the big one, it's not going to fit. Now we can kind of pull that tight, and we're going to adjust from there once we get outside. Take some of this gunk off. So everything else under here looks good. So now we can start putting some of this back together. So move you back again so that I can do this part. Don't fall over there. So this goes in one way. Notice how it's opening here. Your opening here, you want to feed it through this way. Line up your hose up here, and line up your hose out in the back. So grab your 3/8, grab some of your bolts. We'll go back here, we'll get this one put in. What do you think? Think it'll line up? Think I can do it from here? Look at that. First try. Now if I try that again, it ain't going to work, right? Move you again. Lift you up. You over here. Now, can I do it again? Nope. Gotta come back forward just a little bit, just like that. Remember, don't kill it. We are going into plastic, so don't go try killing it. At this time, we can put one of our wheels and cover back on. The big hole goes around the gear. The little hole here will go where the bolt goes in. Line that up. Try to line that up. Get that bolt started. And now we'll just tighten it up with that 1/2 inch. Ooga ooga. So lower you back down. Okay. So I can put the cover back on, but then I got to flip the machine back over to put the bolts in. Or I can stop the video, go over to my grinder, take you with, meet you over there, I'll set up and do the blade. And we'll put the blade on, put the cover on, flip it over, and then I can put those 2 bolts in. And then at that time we can put the other wheel back on. And you are making a mess on your grandma's freezer. Yeah, she's got a big 6-foot long freezer in the garage. It is full. Yes, full. How am I going to put any meat in there if when I go deer hunting? I'll have to buy her another freezer. Alright, let's go over and do the blade. There's my blade grinder, made by Oregon. It's 1/3 horse. See, Oregon. If you need to replace your blades, you can choose whatever brand you want. I prefer Oregon. This is not a paid promotion. I prefer their blades. Have good luck with them. Not only do I have their blade grinder, right up there is my Oregon blade balancer with some more blades. So, let's go get this done. Keep you from falling over here. Might get a little loud. Plug your ears. Turn the volume down. So, don't go too slow or you're going to overheat the blade. Don't go too fast. Also, don't press too hard. Just go lightly. It's getting there. Still got those necks, so we're just going to keep going. Alright, so that's getting a little warm. Let's do the other side so that side cool down a little bit. We don't want to get it over hot. Switch sides. Those nicks are coming out nicely. Still got one right there. Not sure if you can see it. A little nick right in there. Alright, it usually doesn't take that long to sharpen them. I'm just trying to get all those nicks out. Some of these little ones I'm not going to really worry about. It's the most damage is done, so. Scrape off as much of the old grass and dirt that you can. Try to help it balance better. Alright, throw it up there and see what happens. You want to see? Look at that. I'm going to say it's a little heavy on one end. What do you think, that end right there on the right? That's our heavy end? Alright, back to the drawing board. My stand doesn't want you to stand up too well. I don't think we have to do a whole lot. Just a little more. A little bit more. Uh-oh. Still a little heavy. Well, thinking that end's still a little heavy. A little more? Alright. Just a little more. Let's see. This is the fun part. It doesn't always want to balance right. It's hit and miss. Sometimes it takes a little more. It's getting closer. It's getting closer. Is it going to level out? What do you think? 1 or 2 more swipes? All right. I am not a big fan of this new stand that I got for the camera. I've had it fall over on me more than once. That's it. That's all I'm doing. See what it done. It wants to take its time. I know, you're patiently waiting. That too didn't do much, did it? Alright, a little more. There it goes. Hopefully the last time. Let's try this from straight across. See if it comes down. That end just does not want to lighten up, does it? So tell me, it was almost up. I'm taking it off from that side. Why is it going down even further now? Back to the board. Took it down just like this, so that's the side we're doing. Try it again. Heavy side's going up. Going up. What do you think? I took too much that time? I think that's really close. What do you think? Close enough for a cigar? I think so. Alright. Let's go back over there. I'll meet you over there. So we're ready to put the blade back on. Now, the sharpened end, nice and shiny, that goes towards the deck. You shouldn't be looking at the shininess. Take that, set it on there, so when you put the bolt in, it goes that way. Make sure everything's lined up. Alright. I just give it... Don't go crazy. People are going to tell you only hand tight. I always give it that just a little bit more. We'll get some of this stuff out of here. Things that we're done with. You need a hammer anymore? Need to borrow it? Sure. Alright. We'll get some of this grass off of here. Alright, so there's a wide end and a skinny end. We want the skinny end to go back towards that way. No, you don't. We want the big end to go back. Wait a minute. Told you I was going to... Yeah, I was right. Skinny end to go back. Would have been easier, I think, if I would have put this on before the blade. But hey, just at least get the blade out of the way. Oh. The big end goes back there. Jeez, Grandpa. Goes just like that. Told you I was going to show you all my mess ups. Alright, bringing you back here so I can tilt it back over. Alright, so while we're here, what do you say we get we get the other belt on first? Or the other wheel? It's been a long day. Like all of you, I have a full-time job I get up for. I get up at 5 a.m. Some days earlier. This doesn't pay the bills. That does. So again, line everything up. Get this bolt started with your fingers. Alright, so that's that. Bring you over here. Now, I'm going to try to hold underneath while I get those two bolts in at the top. Hold on. Grandpa! You screwed up. Yep, I did. You caught it too, didn't you? You caught it and you didn't say nothing. Or you did, and I just didn't hear you yelling at me. Take the wheel back off. Did you forget the bolts? Get that all lined up. Zip them in. Again, we're just going into plastic, so don't go crazy. Try the wheel again. Are you laughing? Are you laughing that I did that? Are you laughing how many mess ups I've already had now? I would. Seriously, if I was you, I'd be laughing at me. Just like this. I'm fighting with this. What's going on? Jeez. I know what it is. Bet your grandma's got dinner done and I haven't eaten yet. I got food in my mind. Alright, so that's done. Now, let's try those two bolts again. What do you think? Do you think everything's going to line up, or do you think I got to put my hand underneath there and hold it up? I can tell you got to go underneath. Alright. There we go. Oh, don't tip off. Lawnmower wants to tip off of the freezer. Alright, that's that. Belt and cables on. Oil's drained. Now we'll do the spark plug. Change the air filter. We'll back up with oil. Then we'll go outside and adjust the cable. So let me move you back some. Not editing it, it gives you guys time to see more of my nasty, messy garage. All the more reason I need to clean. But before you harass me too much about that, just remember, how many times have I told you guys, disconnect the spark plug wire before you work on something. And yet, what did I do? I don't listen to myself. So what do you think spark plugs are going to look like? I don't know how long it's been. You don't always have to replace your spark plug. Sometimes you can get away with just cleaning it. I always change them. Very seldomly do I just clean them. Especially when they look like that. Look at that. I could take the wire wheel to it and clean it. Look at all that nasty dirt in there. This thing needs to be washed and cleaned, especially that engine. So, throw that one away. Somebody put an auto light spark plug in it. Seriously? Throw it away. I prefer Champion. Champion or NGK. Those are my two. What spark plugs brands do you prefer? You prefer one of the same ones? Are you one of those auto light people? If so, how do they work out for you? I can't tell you that they're actually garbage because I've actually never used auto light. I've taken them out of small engines, but I've never put one in. Okay, snug, but not killing it. Yes, I'm hooking this back up when I'm not done. Air filter, what do you think? How nasty do you think this air filter is going to be? Suspense killing you yet? Yeah. Before I show that to you, this is a brand new one. See how nice and clean that is? I've seen worse. Would you be able to breathe through something like that? Not me. Take a rig and just get out some of this excess dust and dirt that's in there out of there. Time for the new one. This lawnmower's going to be thankful. So, one of the worst things you could do, put the nasty cover back on with that clean air filter. Just wipe it out. Just wipe it out. If you want, go wash it. Just don't put it back on. Seriously, you're sitting there listening to me talk as I'm doing it. And look at that. Just a few seconds. What was that? 15 seconds? And it looks better. There it is. So now I'll dump 16 ounces of oil back in. Let me get that oil. So what kind of oil do you guys use? I run, for small engines, it's Miles Lubricants. It's a Sinblad 5W30. I know, you're probably thinking, why Sinblad? A small engine doesn't need any kind of synthetic. It's just me. You're also probably thinking, it's summer. You don't need 5W30. 10W30 is good. Again, we're all different. I prefer 530 all year long. It's what I run. It's what I've always ran. Now when it comes to my personal vehicle, I'm a Mobil 1 person. I run Mobil 1 only in my truck. I've been running Mobil 1 since, what, early 90s? Since I had my Firebird. I had an 80 Firebird that I had the engine rebuilt in. And it was ever since then. That's all I ran. Mobil 1. What's your oil? Alright, so I got 16 ounces of fresh, clean oil. So are you retired? You still work? I recently just turned 55, so I still got 12 more years. 12 more years of giving my money away. And then even after I retire, guess what? I'll still be giving my money away. The government will still be there to take it. So I'm going to shut this off. Open up my garage door, take it outside. I'll bring you out there. I'll restart you. We'll start the engine up. And we'll adjust that cable and see how it goes. Meet you out there. Again, I live on a major busy road. So you're going to hear a lot of traffic while I do this. But that thing's going to be running. So you're probably not going to hear that. So let's fire it up. And then we'll adjust that cable. That's that. Cable's adjusted. That's where I like it. I don't like it to move as soon as you move the handle down. I feel that if you push this down, as soon as you move it and this starts moving, belt's too tight. It's just too tight. You're really putting a lot of stress on that. So right now I have it adjusted where I move it down about an inch, inch and a half, and it'll start moving. That's where I personally like it. But when I take this back to him, if he wants it adjusted up more, I'll do it. Again, his wife does the cutting of the grass. He sits in the lawn chair drinking lemonade. No, don't know who really cuts it. But till next time, take care.